The first creature on our list is the Yeti. High in the Himalayan dead zones where even oxygen struggles to survive, climbers whisper about a massive, snow-white figure that watches from the ridges, not a bear, not a trick of the storm, something that walks upright and leaves footprints so deep they freeze into perfect molds overnight. The first outsiders to describe it were British explorers in the 1800s, shaken, confused, insisting they saw a tall, human-shaped silhouette crossing a glacier like it belonged there. Since then, expeditions have brought back hair samples, broken branches, and those eerie 12-inch tracks. Every lab test ends the same way. Inconclusive. Almost like the mountain refuses to give a straight answer. But ask the Sherpas, and they'll tell you the Yeti isn't just real, it's ancient. A silent guardian that avoids humans unless someone disrespects the sacred peaks. Whether it's a lost species or something far stranger, one thing is clear. The Himalayas aren't empty. Something up there is still watching. The second creature on our list is the frost giants, the Jötnar. If the Yeti is a creature of snow and silence, the frost giants are something else entirely. These are the towering beings whispered about in Norse mythology. Creatures carved from ice, night, and storms themselves. According to old sagas, they live far beyond human reach, in a frozen realm called Jotunheim, a place where mountains moved, blizzards spoke, and the cold itself felt alive. But here's the thing, these stories didn't appear out of nowhere. Vikings weren't writing fairy tales. They were describing something they believed they saw, massive silhouettes moving across distant ridges during whiteout storms. Thunderous booms echoing across frozen fjords, and footprints so wide they look like something stepped across the earth with feet the size of shields. Even today, Arctic researchers talk about strange seismic activity, vibrations that feel like heavy footsteps, crossing ice sheets. Science calls them icequakes, but the old stories give them another name, and pop culture hasn't forgotten them either. From Marvel's Thor to God of War, frost giants keep returning again and again because something about them feels a little too real, a little too possible. Are they myth, or are they memories of something ancient that once walked our world? Whatever they were, the idea of a creature bigger than a house made of snow and stone, wandering the endless white, that's a nightmare built to last forever. The third creature on our list is the Wendigo. If the Yeti is a guardian and the frost giants are legends, the Wendigo is pure hunger, a creature born from the coldest winter nights across the northern forests where starvation used to turn entire villages silent. In the old Algonquin stories, the Wendigo wasn't just a monster, it was a warning. They describe a tall, skeletal figure with skin stretched thin like old leather, glowing eyes, and a voice that moves through the trees like something half human, half wind. It travels fast, even on deep snow, and leaves almost no tracks, as if its feet barely touch the ground. And the strange thing is, every generation adds new sightings, pop culture versions, from Until Dawn to Supernatural, barely scratch the surface of how terrifying the original legend really is. Cold-induced psychosis, starvation hallucinations, and Wendigo syndrome, a documented psychological condition, can make people feel like something is following them in the wilderness. And during whiteout storms, tall tree shadows can distort into human shapes. But here's the part science can't explain. Some Wendigo sightings come from groups, not individuals. Multiple people describing the same tall shape at the same time. So is the Wendigo real? Maybe not exactly the way the stories describe, but something in those frozen forests still triggers a fear older than memory. The next creature on our list is Yuki-Onna. In the mountains of Japan, travelers speak of a woman who appears only during blizzards. Pale skin, long black hair, and eyes so cold they feel like they're staring straight through you. She floats above the snow, leaving no footprints, no sound, no warmth, just a presence that freezes the air around her. And the strangest thing, people say the storm always gets quieter when she appears. According to old Japanese folklore, Yuki-Onna isn't a ghost. She's nature itself, punishing anyone who enters the mountains unprepared. Some stories say she guides lost travelers to safety. Others say she drains the life from them with a single breath, a beautiful face hiding something ancient and merciless. In modern films and anime, from Kwaidan to Yu Yu Hakusho, she appears as an elegant, deadly spirit tied to winter storms. But what about reality? Snow mirages, hypothermia hallucinations, and whiteout illusions can make human shapes appear and vanish in seconds. People genuinely see someone walking toward them, only for the figure to melt into the storm. And many Yuki-Onna sightings happen right before someone collapses from cold shock, when the brain starts inventing figures to explain the cold. So is she real? Let's put it this way. She may not be a woman, but something in those mountains is definitely taking lives. The fifth creature on our list is Amarok. Far in the frozen expanses of the Arctic night, where the wind howls like the cries of the lost, hunters whisper about a giant wolf that hunts alone. Not a pack animal, not the wolves we know, but a singular, enormous predator that moves silently, stalking anyone foolish enough to wander after dark. The Inuit call it Amarok, a shadow with glowing eyes, teeth like ice knives, and a howl that chills the blood of even the bravest. Legends say it doesn't just hunt for food, it punishes the arrogant, the reckless, those who dare challenge the wilderness. A lone guardian or executioner, depending on who tells the tale. Pop culture nods are rare but striking. From Arctic-inspired horror films to survival games, Amarok appears as the ultimate predator of the frozen north, silent, deadly, and eternal. Scientifically, there's no evidence of a giant lone wolf, but cryptozoologists suggest that misidentified polar wolves, hypercane conditions, or extreme mirages could explain sightings. Still, even the coldest skeptic admits, in the Arctic, the darkness feels alive, and something is always watching. The sixth creature on our list is Qalupalik. Far across the Arctic ice, Inuit mothers warn their children, never stray too close to the water's edge. Beneath the frozen surface lurks Qalupalik, a humanoid sea creature with green, scaly skin and long, clawed fingers, waiting to drag the careless into the icy depths. Its sudden appearance is silent, almost ghostly, leaving only a swirl of ice and water behind. Stories describe it as a guardian of the frozen seas, punishing those who ignore the rules its haunting whistle carries across the ice, chilling anyone who hears it, beckoning the unwary closer to their doom. In popular culture, Qalupalik has inspired chilling illustrations, Arctic folklore documentaries, and survival games, always hinting at something lurking below the surface. From a scientific perspective, there's no evidence of a humanoid creature in these waters, yet conditions like thin ice, drifting snow, and hypothermia-induced hallucinations could make even ordinary shapes appear sinister. Still, for the Inuit, the waters hold something watching, waiting. Now finally, we are on the last creature in our list, Mahaha. Far in the frozen northern forests, travelers whisper about a small, wiry figure that moves faster than the eye can follow. Mahaha isn't just quick, it laughs. A high-pitched, maniacal laughter that cuts through the silence like a blade, freezing the blood of anyone who hears it. Legends say it sneaks up on the unwary, tickling them to death with fingers sharp as icicles. Its grin is permanent, wide, and terrifying, as if it feeds on the fear it inspires. Some believe Mahaha isn't a creature at all, but the forest's own cruel spirit, a living warning to respect the wild. In films and Arctic folklore-inspired stories, Mahaha embodies that mix of eerie humor and horror, a reminder that in the frozen north, the forest might be alive and laughing at you. Scientifically, Mahaha has no proof of existence, yet multiple accounts claim its laughter echoes across the snow, sometimes heard by entire groups at once. Soft, tense. Are these also illusions caused by the extreme cold? Or is there something lurking out there, smiling at us from the shadows? And that wraps up today's journey into the unknown. Now maybe you're thinking, these creatures aren't real. They're just myths, and maybe they are. But even myths come from somewhere. From fear, from awe, from the places in the world we still haven't explored. No photos, no proof, but still remembered. Because folklore isn't about evidence, it's about imagination. And if these stories survive centuries, maybe it's because they're trying to tell us something. We're not alone. Not now, not ever. And if tonight's journey left you craving more, you'll also love our next adventure. 7 extinct animals that might still be alive. Creatures lost to time, or maybe hiding in plain sight. Check it out and see if you can handle the truth.